What's up everybody, it's Luke James, not the singer. If you're an indie artist looking for an album review and some promo, you can hit up Luke at redmattersite.com. But this right here is a review for Eminem and Shady Records' new compilation, Shady XV. This album is a celebration of Shady Records' 15th anniversary, and it's a double disc, so I'm not going to review the second disc, as that's just a compilation of their greatest hits, but I will be reviewing the first disc, which is a bunch of new songs. So the album opens up with the title track, Shady XV. This is a 5-minute long Eminem verse on just a terrible, lazy, Billy Squier sampled beat. Eminem shows off his lyrical dexterity and brings his usual funny lines, like when he raps about Rihanna loving the way that he lies, so she sits on his nose and waits for it to grow like Pinocchio. But even though it's very impressive for him to flip his shit like that for 5 minutes, the song itself isn't very good, and it kind of comes across as nothing more than a 5-minute rant on a terrible beat. Like I said, it's just, ugh. Now Eminem has some other solo tracks on here, so we'll take a look at those ones first. Right For Me has some incredible flows on it, especially in the second verse, and I really like the line he said about not being a masseuse, but still rubbing off on the youth. I thought that was really dope and clever. And on the song Fine Line, Eminem reflects on his fame and his career. But unfortunately, both of the beats on these songs are bland like rice with no seasoning. Which isn't really surprising, because like a lot of people, I think Eminem is notorious for not having the best beat choices. The production does get a little bit better on the song Die Alone though. This song features Kobe, and when his hook and bridge kicks in, the beat really picks up the pace and has this triumphant feel to it. This song is about the end of a relationship, but it hasn't been made clear if this is Eminem rapping about Kim again. But either way, I think people will be able to relate to this one. The radio-friendly Guts Over Fear featuring Sia is on here as well, and this is another song where Eminem gets introspective and raps about how hip-hop has changed his life. This song has that Love the Way You Lie / monster feel to it, so if you thought those songs were incredibly corny like I did, this one's not much better. Now this is a compilation, so let's take a look at who else put in work on here, starting with Yelawolf. His track Down samples the Eastbound and Down theme song and has a vibe to it that makes you want to hit a dirt road at high speeds, but it's his song Till It's Gone that really stood out to me on this album. On this one, Yelawolf spits about how things have changed for him since he's gotten rich and famous, and how some people think that they can take advantage of him because of that. The beat on this has a country / folk music feel to it, and that really gives it an original sound. And when he got on the hook and sang that you handle your own when you become a man, and you become a man when you handle your own, that really hit me, because that's just some real shit. Yelawolf also brings a verse on the bitter love ballad Twisted with Skylar Grey and Eminem. Skylar Grey has a great voice, this isn't news, but Eminem's singing is just cringeworthy, and this whole song kind of comes across as a failed experiment. And the same could be said for D12's track, Bane, where they attempt to run the jewels, experimental type of sound, but the auto-tune hook and average verses really don't help the cause. There are some cool posse cuts on here to speak about though. Psychopath Killer has an eerie sound to it and probably the best production on the whole album, and it also features a Yelawolf hook and great verses from Royce the 5'9" and Crooked Eye. But one thing that a lot of people have been talking about, and I've noticed it too, is how Eminem's verse on here is a little bit offbeat. It's almost like he gets behind the beat or something like that. It's very Silk the Shocker-ish, you might say. There's also a Slaughterhouse bar fest on a classic DJ Premier beat called Y'all Already Know. And the Static Selecta produced Detroit vs. Everybody, which features a very interesting collection of Detroit MCs. But I already did a very in-depth review for that, so just check that out on my channel if you want to know more. And lastly, we have Vegas, where Eminem and Royce the 5'9" come together as Bad Meets Evil on another bland beat. This track has been making a lot of noise because of Eminem's bars about Robin Williams and raping Iggy Azalea, and I don't even know what to say about Royce the 5'9's verse, but it was just all over the damn place. A lot of people seem to like this song though, but for me personally, I just couldn't get into it, and as far as the shock value thing goes, it's just not shocking coming from Eminem anymore. This is kind of what we expect, and it is kind of funny or whatever, but I don't know, it just doesn't hit like the old days. So much like Game's Year of the Wolf, this compilation is just alright. I would say that the biggest issue is the production, because a lot of these beats are mediocre at best, but there's also the issue of Eminem just trying to cram way too much in some of his verses. And I know his diehard fans aren't going to take that well, But you can't tell me that he wasn't a little off at times with his flow, especially on the song Psychopath Killer for a perfect example. Eminem still has a crazy flow and is an impressive lyricist, no doubt, but when he gets so sporadic and just rants on and on and on, like on the title track, it's just not very interesting. At least to me it's not. And I think there are two types of people in this world. Those who constantly cut Eminem slack and love what he does no matter what, and those who think that he'll go down in history as one of the greats, but he's kind of been bullshitting for a couple years now. Still delivering crazy verses from time to time, but as far as making songs and entire albums, we haven't all been feeling Eminem lately. So I give this compilation a 3 out of 5 because in spite of its flaws, there are still some alright songs and incredible lyrical displays. But in my opinion, for this collection of artists, this was a very underwhelming compilation. It wasn't horrible, but it damn sure wasn't great by any means. That's just what I thought. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. As usual, do all that good YouTube and social media stuff where you like, you share, you retweet, you follow me, you comment, etc, etc. And I'll see you guys next time. I know the stands are going to get my ass about this one. I smelt it coming as soon as I started working on this review. But it is what it is. It's just my opinion, man. I don't know what to tell you. It's not like you're best friends with Eminem, so why are you all upset if I don't really like this compilation that much? Man, shoot!